If I had to start from zero right now, this is exactly what I do. So why should you trust me? Well, I actually started my YouTube journey about 6 months ago, not on this channel, but on my very first channel. It was a travel-based channel where I go on road trips with my wife, and that's actually going very well. So what I'm actually doing is I've got a step-by-step guide that I'm using for that channel and this channel as well to help it actually grow, because this channel I've started fresh in 2025 just like you're hoping to, and I have a step-by-step guide that I'm following in order to actually gain traction on YouTube, because you might know already or you might not, it's incredibly difficult to grow on YouTube unless you actually know what you're doing. So here is the step-by-step approach. Let's just get straight into it because I've got a lot of exciting stuff to cover in this video. So step one, we want to clarify who we're actually making videos for. So who is our target audience, okay? And also we need to understand what are their pain points. So this is actually very similar to business. So if you understand this, you actually do well in business too, because essentially, you know, your YouTube videos are your product in a sense, in a business sense, and then the customer is the audience. And typically this is where we pair up, you know, the product with the right customer. Is we need to first of all find the right customer for the product, and we need to understand what the customer's pain points are. And in this situation, it's the viewer. So your audience that you're looking to grow, the viewers, they have their own pain points. So first of all, we need to identify who is our target audience and what pain points do we have, and that's going to allow us to better serve that audience and put out valuable content that's going to help them, and they are then going to feel fantastic because you've helped them, and they're now going to want to reward you by giving you their attention and their loyalty and their trust. Okay, so that's the very first step, is let's clarify who are we making videos for. If you want to pause this video just now, grab a notepad and start making some notes. You're doing a lot better than, you know, most people on their YouTube journey already, just by taking these notes and letting it sink into your brain and looking at it as you continue your YouTube journey, or before you even start your YouTube journey. So step number two, what we really need to do once we've actually picked our audience is we need to pick 3 content pillars. So what do I mean by 3 content pillars? So essentially, a content pillar is a recurring theme that we can return to again and again and again. Okay, this is a theme that we can create content within, and it gives us enough variety as well to ensure that our content isn't boring, it's not stale, and it also just makes it more exciting for yourself because it just freshens things up. So let me give you an example. Let me use the first channel that I started 6 months ago. So like I said, it's a road trip, car camping channel where, you know, I go on road trips with my wife. We sort of document the journey, and we're like 6 months into that, and we have 3 content pillars that we're using, okay? And these content pillars, I'm going to break them down into the purpose of the specific pillar, the content types that we can create within that pillar, and then what the audience actually benefits from. So if you want to write that down, if you want to identify your pillars, we're talking about the purpose, we're talking about the content types, and we're also going to discuss the audience benefits. So let me fire through the 3 content pillars I'm using for that channel. So the first obvious content pillar that we're using for that channel is simply travel vlogs and storytelling, okay? So the purpose of that content pillar is to take viewers along for the ride. It's to let them share the experience with ourselves. It's to let them in on all of the places that we're going to, the people that we meet, you know, the food we enjoy, the emotions that we go through throughout the journey. That's what it is. It's to let them be a fly on the wall. So that's the purpose of that content pillar. And the content types that we can create from that are daily vlogs, which I've already done. There was like a 20-day road trip around Europe. So we're up to like day 18 now. I've still got 2 more days worth of content to edit. So we do daily vlogs. You can also do cinematic stories within there. So I can actually take I can reuse and repurpose all of the footage. And as well, there's lots of footage that didn't necessarily make the cut for the daily vlogs. So I can actually use that bonus footage and create cinematic stories as well from that. So it could be like, we could do a whole video where it's like, the best places that we visited in our time in Germany, because we went to all these different countries, but we could just focus a video on Germany. Okay. And we can also, another content type we can do for that pillar is behind the scenes. So we can focus on showing, again, things that necessarily maybe didn't make it to the cut of the daily vlog. We can show more behind the scenes, the kind of nitty gritty of the little small details, give people a little peek behind the curtain. And what are the audience benefits from that content pillar? So putting out these travel vlogs and storytelling videos, what are the audience going to benefit from? Well, first of all, they're going to be inspired. Okay, it's going to inspire them to want to do something similar. It's going to give them a form of escapism as well. So they might be working their 9 to 5 and they've had a really bad day, and they can go and watch one of our videos and feel like they're driving through the Alps. Okay, because one of our videos is us driving through the Alps, so they can feel like they've went on holiday or vacation without actually having to go through all the expense to do so. And it also gives them that lifestyle connection. So if they're watching our content, they're most likely drawn towards that type of lifestyle, that type of car camping, on the road, traveling lifestyle. So it allows them to connect with that. Let's say that I did this before we actually went on our road trip as well. I watched content of people traveling and doing something similar because I wanted to connect with other people who were living that lifestyle. I wanted to vicariously live through them. So that's where our audience benefits from that content pillar. So that's content pillar number 1. The second content pillar that we can use for our travel channel is simply gear reviews and setups. Okay, so equipment reviews and or setups. So what is the purpose of that? So it's going to help viewers choose the right gear. It's going to help them purchase the best equipment for them. Okay, and the content types that we can do within there are really obvious. It's self-explanatory. We can do gear reviews. We can do comparisons where we take, say, we use this battery bank, but we've discovered this other branded battery bank. Which one do we think is better? Which one are we going to use on our next trip? We can also cover what we actually use. What equipment did we use, and how would we rate it? Would we use it again? So that is another content type that we can create individual specific videos on those ideas. And another content type we can do is actually DIY improvements or like DIY hacks. So we actually did do that on the trip. There was a couple of like little silly DIY things that we had to do that most people wouldn't think about until you're actually on the road. And so us making a video around those DIY hacks, that's super valuable for people who, before they even embark on their first like road trip, or even if they've done it a bunch of times, they maybe look at it and they go, wow, I never thought about that. That's such a good idea. I'm going to steal that idea and use it myself. And we've just provided value for our audience. So that's the second content pillar. The third content pillar that we can use is budgeting and trip planning tips. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So essentially, what's the purpose really? The purpose is to make the whole car camping experience feel more accessible to our audience. Okay, we're going to help them make it feel more accessible by showing the real numbers and actionable tips that they can actually use on their travels. And the content types that we can do, the sort of videos we can create, is we could do cost breakdowns. So that's a video that I will be making at the end of the series. I'm going to break down exactly how much we spent doing the whole trip. but we could then go into individual cost breakdowns. We could do a video on how much we spend eating, how much did we spend on food on this 20-day road trip around Europe, or how much did we spend on accommodation, or how much did we spend just to get on the road. So these are all individual video ideas that we can create, and it's really easy to identify those by having these content pillars, and it allows us to bounce between them. When we feel a lack of creativity in one pillar, we can just switch to the next one, and it keeps it really interesting for our audience as well. There's enough variety there, okay, but it keeps us focused as well. So what do the audience benefit from these budgeting and trip planning tips? So they are going to learn how to do something similar. They're going to know how to do it. They're going to find out how to do it affordably, and it's going to give them confidence as well. They're going to feel super confident to go out there and do this trip because they've seen us doing it and they've seen us make all the mistakes, and they're going to learn from all of the mistakes because we're going to be open about it and vulnerable and expose it. And they're then going to feel super confident to go and take their family or do it solo and go on their own trip as well. So those are the 3 content pillars we are using for that channel. And this is just like the fundamentals. You can just identify what are the sort of 3 varied but similar content pillars that you can use for your channel, and just break it down into what is the purpose, what are the content types, specific pieces of content types that you can create from that, and how are the audience going to benefit from that. And once you've identified that, you now have a blueprint for your next 100 videos. Okay, you can easily break that all down. You do 33 videos in each content pillar. You've now got 99 videos, and you just need a bonus one to get to your first 100. So what we want to do is, in order to actually get started on YouTube and sort of accelerate our journey, we want to make those first 10 videos as quickly as possible. Okay, so this is a common thing that people, a common trap people fall into, is they want to make their first video the best video that it can be. And I have another video on this. It talks about why you shouldn't necessarily do that. You shouldn't necessarily put all your time and effort and energy into your first video, because when you start out on YouTube, it's very, very common for you to get 0 views, okay, and 0 impressions, which means that you don't even get a chance for someone to view your content because it's not even served on the home feed or in suggested or in search. So we need to look at this as a long-term thing, and we need to just focus on getting those first 10 videos done and uploaded. And what this is going to do is it's going to help you learn and understand the basics, the fundamentals of making good content, because you've got a lot of hats that you've got to wear when you're starting your YouTube channel. Okay, there's a lot of skill sets that you have to learn, but you don't have to become a master at them in order to actually gain traction on YouTube. You just have to hone your craft and hone your skills over time, and it starts with understanding the basics. And if you challenge yourself to make your first 10 videos and do them as efficiently and quickly as possible, you're going to fail a lot, but you're going to learn from all of those mistakes that you make. It's the best way to learn, is to actually take action. Don't think about it. Don't be stuck in analysis paralysis. Actually take action. Put out those first 10 videos. Go through all the motions, the pre-production, production, and post-production. Hit that upload button, and then go back to a pre-production phase of your next video, and just keep doing it, rinse and repeat till you get those first 10 videos out the door. Because if you can make 10 videos, you can make 100. And if you can make 100, you can make 1,000, and so on and so forth. It's all about understanding the fundamentals and the basics. Okay, let's not go crazy here. Let's just keep things simple, keep them focused, and let's get stuff done. So step 4, Sorry, I'm forgetting this is the step-by-step approach. So that was step 3, was making our 10 videos as fast as possible, because I'm doing this as fast as possible as well. I'm not gonna go to the effort of putting all the graphics on the screen for you guys like you'll maybe see in other videos, because I'm on this 30-day challenge as well, and I just want to get the content out there for yourselves. So do me a favor, grab that notepad and take this down as well. Take action, okay? I'm not going to do all the work for you. You need to start taking action. You can do that by picking up that notepad, piece of paper, your phone, your notes in your phone, whatever it is you need to do. Start taking down these notes. So step 1 was clarify who you're making the videos for. Step 2, pick your 3 content pillars. Step 3 is make 10 videos as fast as possible. We're on to step 4 now. So step 4, don't over edit or obsess over perfection, okay? Because that's going to lead to paralysis analysis. All you need to do is upload more. That's all you have to do. Upload and move on, okay? That's all we need to do at the start. So don't over edit and just get it done. Step number 5, you want to study your own videos, okay? Study your own videos. People fall into the trap of comparing themselves to other content creators, and that's okay if you're looking for inspiration, or you're looking to break down, again, the fundamentals of why, okay, this video that they did performed well. Why did that one perform well? Like, was it the title? Was it the thumbnail? Did they have a really good intro, a really good hook? What was it about it that really worked? Was it just a super shareable topic? It's fine to do that, but the minute you start looking at their numbers, their views, or their subscribers, or the amount of comments or likes they get, and comparing that to your videos, no, there's nothing good to be gained from that. If you're going to compare stats like that, like views, subscribers, likes, engagement, compare yourself to you. Compare your most recent video to your first video. That's the best way to do it. Don't compare those stats with other people. And in order to actually understand these stats, you want to use YouTube's analytics. So YouTube, if you create your YouTube channel, you have your YouTube channel, but there's also YouTube Studio. So if you don't know about YouTube Studio, just Google YouTube Studio. You can download the YouTube Studio app as well for your phone, which is actually, that can take up a lot of time, because you might be like me and just be looking at your Studio Analytics app and just waiting for your video to pop off when you should really just move on, okay? So this advice that I'm giving to you guys, I need to take this advice as well. So we want to use those analytics. Let's not go too deep in the weeds. Let's wait until we've got our first 30 videos done or our first 100 videos done to really analyze those analytics. But let's just look at the basics. Let's just see what videos are getting views, which videos are getting a good click-through rate or a low click-through rate. Why is that? What's the difference between the titles and the thumbnails? Just basic analysis, okay? And that is going to help you when you're making your next video. Just make these little tweaks, but don't be obsessing over it. So step number 6, this is the final step in this step-by-step approach to create your YouTube channel in 2025, is to commit to at least 30 uploads, okay, before you judge the results. So we want to make those 30 uploads or 30 uploads. I know I'm the Scottish accent, it's maybe not how you guys would say it, but 30, stick to those 30 uploads, get them done, and then actually look into the data, because there's no point in doing that after your first upload or your first 5 or 10 or 15. Just get 30 done, okay? That's what we're aiming for. And if you can do all of that, then you're on your way to succeeding in the world that is YouTube. And we also need to remember and remind ourselves this whole time that this is a long-term game, okay? This is not a short-term thing. We are doing this because we all have our own why. We all have our own reasons for doing this, okay? It's all different. But ultimately, we all have this dream where we want to create a YouTube channel and we want to have some sort of success. We want to build that channel up and share something valuable that's important to us with other people and connect with those like minds. That's what we're looking to do. So I'm actually doing this myself. I'm doing this 30-day challenge right now. I'm creating content and I'm uploading videos every single day for the next 30 days. And I'm going to analyze the details and analyze the analytics and look at the progress at the end of those 30 days. And I'm doing this to train the algorithm not only to trust me, but also to understand who my content is for. That's exactly why I'm doing this. So you essentially have everything that you need to begin right now. Your clarity and your consistency matter more than the equipment and the editing skills that you currently have. Okay, so just get out there, just start doing it, start taking action, go through this step-by-step guide, understand who is your audience, who's your content for, what are their pain points, find out what your 3 content pillars are and break them down so you now know what type of videos that you can create within those pillars and you can rotate between them. So say you are gonna do a 30-day challenge. You now, for the next 30 days, you've got 10 videos in content pillar number 1, 10 video ideas there, 10 video ideas in content pillar number 2, and 10 in content pillar number 3. That is going to get you to those first 30 videos. And you can do it. You can do daily uploads because it just has to be good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. And especially when you start out, you know, I'm aiming for 80% good enough, not 100% perfect. But when you're really just starting out, it could be 50% good enough, because it's about getting those reps in, getting that time in the game, and leveling up your skill set as you go. So if you want to understand how to actually gain YouTube's trust, I've actually made a full video breaking down how you can earn YouTube's trust in 2025. So click here if you want to watch that video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.